and welcome to this week's baking video. Now I have to admit, watching the Bake Off this week, I was a little bit disappointed when the technical bake came up. Because I mean, yeah, it's kind of, well, let's be honest, a bit boring. And personally, yeast-free garlic naan bread is something I've been making for a long time. So I was kind of like, A, now I said that, it's going to muck up this recipe, it's going to look awful. And B, I just wasn't very enthused to do it. Normally I would film my baking videos the day after the Bake Off, like on the Wednesday when I don't have uni. We're now on Monday. This video has to go up tomorrow. I haven't edited it yet either. But we're going to make some naan bread. So I started using this recipe of sorts when I was about 16, because I found that actually eating things with a whole lot of yeast in was giving me quite bad stomachache. So I cut down all my yeast, and for a while I wouldn't eat anything like bread or anything. So I used to make yeast-free naan bread and pizza, and so I'm going to just make some yeast-free naan bread. Doesn't feel like such a big deal. I have the oven preheating to 120 degrees on fan, because fan does everything, doesn't it? And then I'm going to get a bowl out. Okay, so I think I showed you these last week. These are like the Russian doll measuring cups. I'm going to put 1.5 cups of self-raising flour into a bowl. Okay, so 1.5 cups of self-raising flour into a bowl. Now they added they just garlic and herb. Now I wasn't really sure what herbs they were using, but when I think of like curry, I think of coriander. So I've got some dried coriander. Focus, 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 which I'm going to put in. I'm just doing like a teaspoon of that. This whole next bit is all a little bit like what you've got and how it fits in. Now I don't have any real garlic because last week I just bought this, which is garlic paste. So it's just garlic crushed up with a little bit of water, and so I'm going to add a teaspoon of this to begin with, and we'll put some more over the top while it's baking. But I'm trying to get all the liquid in now so I can work out if I have to add any extra. That is so strong. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is add a teaspoon of yogurt at a time until it starts coming together. And I've just got fat-free Greek-style yogurt from Sainsbury's. So after 2 teaspoons of kind of coming together, it's sort of like breadcrumbs or flakiness. And that's where I'm going to leave it for now with the yogurt. And I'm going to add like a large teaspoon, I measured, of this light coloured olive oil. So just some olive oil. That's about right. And then I'm just going to add about double the amount of olive oil to water. So this is actually still quite dry, so I'm going to add a little bit more olive oil just to get up the last few crumbs. It will make it kneading it easier. Now because it's well oiled, I don't need to flour the worktop. There's a little bit of flour left on it from earlier, but I'm just going to knead it for about 10 minutes. So I've been kneading this for about 10 minutes, and now what you're not looking for is the same kind of texture you get when you knead bread with yeast in. You're not going to get the same elasticity, like it's going to snap, but the dough itself will change. It will kind of become like softer and more pliable and less sticky and oily. It will just feel like a really nice kind of smooth velvety dough, and it will look kind of something like this on the surface. It's a really nice kind of texture. Now, because there's no yeast in this, it technically doesn't need to rise, but I find just leaving it for like 10 minutes. Now that the liquid's in there, the second liquid hits the raising agent, it's going to start developing. So leaving about 10 minutes seems to give it a nicer texture. So that's what I'm going to do next. Well, you'll move the tripod, so you're really hoping this is all still in focus. Right, so this has been left for about 10 minutes. Now, it won't have risen much, but you'll just feel it's kind of got a little bit more elasticy. You might hear just a little bubble pop. But yeah, so after about 10 minutes, that's all it really needs, because it's not the same as a normal dough. You can see now that I can actually pull it a lot thinner. It's still breaking, but you can put it a lot thinner. Gonna knead it for another 5 minutes and then portion it up. Okay, so kneaded it for a while. This, I would say, is gonna do like 3 the kind of size they had in the bake-off. But you can always portion it smaller or bigger. I'm just gonna like, yeah, see how many little balls I can get it off. So I'm going for, that's gonna be really small, maybe 2. Let's start with 2 and see how they go. Obviously they made like 6 in the bake-off. I don't even have 6 housemates, so there's no way we're gonna get through all of them. Now I don't tend to like roll my dough out, I tend to like pull it and shape it that way. So I'm just sort of like putting it into that classic teardrop kind of shape. Yeah, and it's literally just how I've done it for years, but you can roll it if you want. And then I just flatten it down on the surface. And again on the other side. And this is about the size it looks like they were doing. It's about 1 centimetre to ½ centimetre thick, depending what place it's in. Put it to the side and do the next one. So yeah, we have 2 about the same size. I'm going to get a tray out. And because I'm lazy, I'm not using olive oil, I'm just going to use the spray sunflower oil, so I just need a little coat. You don't need much oil, but it gives it like a nice kind of crisp edge. Now normally I'd actually do these on like a griddle on the hob, but this is how they did it on the bake-off, and that is what we've been trying to replicate the whole way through. Now over the top I'm going to drizzle a little bit of olive oil, I'm going to slip on a little bit of this, and then we did also, I forgot to say, I added salt to the dough, like 10 grams, like a couple of grinds, and we're going to sprinkle some coriander on top as well. Because the garlic is already pureed, it gives like a really nice effect. Now I really don't know how long it's going to take in the oven, because like I said, I normally make it on the grill and I can just do my kind of thing. But if I was doing these with pizza bases, I'd leave them at least 12 minutes to about 20. So I'm going to put them on for 12 and then come and check. And while they're in the oven, I'm going to start packing up. Right, they've been in for about 18 minutes, so they're looking about done, so I'm going to get them out and have a look. Let all the steam out. So they're actually a bit too pale and a bit too kind of not quite done yet. So we're going to put them in for another like 3 minutes, but I'm going to just turn the temperature up a little bit. So you get some colour on them, they're a bit pale. They feel like cooked, but they just don't look right. I think it's because when you do it on the grill, you kind of get those griddle marks, which kind of makes them look really nice. And they're like puffed up, like little bubbles. You have some little bubbles coming up. So, yeah. And we're back again, and I can smell that these are pretty much done. It was about 3 minutes I was gone. Maybe 4, but yeah. You know how I said earlier it's going to look really embarrassing if I do this wrong? Maybe I shouldn't turn the oven up those last couple of minutes. What was I telling you? So yeah, we've got really pale underneath and a slightly burnt top. There you go, looking nice and yummy. No. We'll taste it anyway, but you know, we can kind of tell, can't we? So taking a bit off the bottom, it's like made a little pocket inside that you want from naan bread. Feels quite nice. Tastes okay. It's just burnt. Actually tastes quite good as well. So yeah, next time give them out nice and pale and deal with the fact they've not got any like colour to them. Don't leave them in for another couple of minutes on a higher temperature. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed another fail of Bake Off. We seem to be one on, one off. If you want to watch last week's, I'll put it somewhere on the screen, and I'll put the weeks before somewhere on the screen. We're running out of them though now. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I'm going to probably end up doing next week's, but if you don't want me to, tell me not to. I'm not giving very good advice at the moment. The dough normally works. This recipe does normally work. I sound like that person who's like failing at Bake Off. But anyway, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.